today asking for your guidance, wisdom, and support as we begin this fifth day of virtual faculty development program. Dear Lord, bestow your divine wisdom to our speaker so that he would be able to impart effectively his God given knowledge to all the participants. Fill us with your grace, O Lord, to engage ourselves for gaining knowledge in cyberspace. May we perceive that this activity should glorify your name. This we ask in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen. Now I request Ms. Sharmi to welcome the gathering.
A shift in mindset is required to thrive in the current era. On behalf of the PG and Research Department of Commerce, Old Cross College, Trichy, I welcome one and all for the final day virtual faculty development program on privacy and anonymity. Why do we need it in cyberspace? It is my pleasure and honor to welcome Professor A.S. Kalyanakumar, Internship Coordinator and Assistant Professor, Institute of Public Enterprise, Osmania University Campus, Hyderabad. Sir has attended state-level conference on current trends in research field of computer science at Tiruchirappalli, Tamil Nadu in the year 2006, and he has also attended 17th Civil Service Conference in the year 2012 at National Institute of Public Administration, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Sir has conducted a two-day national conference on e-commerce, the way forward for better financial inclusion at IPE in the year 2013. He has taught Java, HTML, web design, different languages, and hardware techniques at various levels of degree and PG course for a decade. A warm welcome to you, sir. I extend my hearty welcome to our Secretary, Reverend Sister Dr. Annie Xavier, who is a blessing for us to gain such tremendous support in all our endeavors. I welcome you, dear sister. I am extremely glad to welcome our principal, Reverend Sister Dr. A. Christina Bridget, a vibrant and dynamic person, to grace this occasion. Welcome, dear sister. I also extend my hearty welcome to the vice principals, deans, and heads of various departments. A special welcome to Dr. Sakaita, staff coordinator, convener for this virtual FDP, and the organizing committee members. Once again, I take immense pleasure in welcoming the eminent speaker and the faculties. Have a great informative session. So I hand over the session to you.
Thank you, madam. Shall I start?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. It's a warm welcome to all of you. It's a great pleasure for me to share my knowledge, little knowledge, with eminent personalities in this platform. Thank you so much. And so this is a simple topic. Of course, this is not the simple topic. It is a very hot topic to be discussed. The thing is privacy and anonymity. Why do we need it in cyberspace? Here, some technical words also included. This is cyberspace. First of all, we should understand the cyberspace. Then we have to think about the privacy and anonymity. So if you are understanding one by one, it will be a great learning travel for 1.5 hours or 2 hours from now. I would like to share my screen. 1 minute. Give me a second. I will share my screen. Is it possible to share my audio as well as video?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So by default, it will take in the audio, the voice file also.
Yes, it's clear, sir.
Yeah. Right. So here the topic is privacy and anonymity. Why do we need it in cyberspace? So that is the topic we are going to discuss. So before getting into the topic, we should understand the minimum things. Minimum things in the sense, of course, we are using everything in our day-to-day life. In a technical point of view, we will try to discuss something. So now we are everyone as a detective agents. We'll think like that. I'm going to show my screen, one of the slide. So I need to have some feedback from you. Yeah. See, here I'm showing some 3-4 pictures. All the pictures are having some fingerprints or footprints or something like that. Here, if you are looking at the right top corner, so this one is the footprint of, anyone can you guess? Open your mic and you can speak it out. Can you guess? I need some response. This is a footprint of an animal. Can you guess? What is that animal?
Sir, is that line, sir?
Exactly. So how you are getting that information?
Sir, actually, I have seen it in Instagrams.
Okay. We will discuss some other technical points. So this one
Okay,
is
sir.
some animal. But beside we can see a human hand. The human hand, we know what is the size. So if you are looking at this one, so both the things are the real picture, real size. So that we can understand that it is not the fingerprint of a cat. Absolutely not. It is not a fingerprint, otherwise a footprint of, otherwise some other animals, the camel, otherwise some other thing. So it is a different one. Dog also, the fingerprint is very little, isn't it? So we are filtering one by one criteria. So finally we are getting into some big animal. Otherwise, we will not get this much size of the footprint. So that one by one we are analyzing. Finally, if you are having some historical data, otherwise some knowledge, definitely you'll be getting into a lion or some other dangerous animal because of the size. So we are getting some information with the help of a single entity, single item. So that is what the matter. If you are coming down, we can see this is a chicken, the footprint, the fingerprint. So this one is a turkey, this one is a duck, this one is ostrich. So if you are going through various kinds of the footprints, or the pictures, or the recorded structures, recorded files, definitely we can get into some conclusion. We can get the conclusion. It may be right or wrong, or we may reach 80-90% of the correctness. You see, in the left side, we are able to see these are the footprints, right? Can you guess how many people walk in that way? 2 people, right?
Yes,
So 2
sir. Is it?
persons. Yeah,
Yes,
the 2
yes,
persons.
yes, yes.
One is left side and right side. Okay. Can you guess the age of these people, these persons? More or less, some group, age group. This is a child. This is grown
Is
up
it a footprint
person.
of a parent and child, sir?
Exactly. So we may get the answer, right? See, if you are coming to the next slide, we can see that. And with the help of these, we can see they are having the pleasant walk in the morning, otherwise in the evening, maybe. Isn't it? Some other information also we can gather. The present, the child and mother, or some more information, where they are going, so how they are coming. So what would be the environment? So these are also some information we can collect. The same way, if you are browsing in the internet, knowingly or unknowingly, we are giving some footprints. We are giving some fingerprints, right? We are giving some information. Definitely, I can say unknowingly only we are giving. Knowingly, nobody will be giving any information, right? So whenever we are connect to the computer, whenever we are connect to the internet, definitely something is taken without our knowledge. That is what happening. So what those people are doing with that information. So that is what we are going to discuss in this lecture. And what are the information they are taking, and how we can prevent that kind of snatching of our information. What are the precautionary actions should be taken? What is the cost? So what are the knowledge is required? What are the things we will be losing? So what are the threats? What are the vulnerabilities? So in these technical dimensions, we are going to discuss. So this slide is showing just the skeleton of our discussion. Okay. So here you see, even in the department, the police department also taking some fingerprints of the thieves by spreading, by giving some applications, by giving some powders, spitting some powders, or some methods. They are trying to get the fingerprints. Using the fingerprint also, they can identify the thief. So how they are doing that? With the help of the recorded structure, recorded files, the depository. Already they have collected some fingerprints from various sources. If anything happen, that fingerprint will be compared with the existed record. If anything is matches, they will be coming to some conclusion, or they will be moving towards the solution for the taken case. So this is what happening. Here, the fingerprint seems to be common to everybody. But if you are looking at the fingerprint in detailed manner, we can see some arch kind of the pictures, arch kind of lines, the trinage, the loop, and double loop. So these are the different type of the configurations of our fingerprints. So with the help of that thing only, they are able to identify. No two fingers are having the same type of fingerprints. It's a basic, the thing, basic, the truth. So with the help of that, they'll be looking at. So this is how they are doing. In case if you are browsing in the internet, you are connecting to internet. Without this much of knowledge, generally we will be giving our information. We are giving some other demography or biographic details also without that much conscious. Just like that, you will be sharing the information, right? So if you are sharing that kind of information, so what is the outcome? The outcome may be some bitter experience. It may leave some bitter experience, or it may leave some the loss of our information. We may not understand what is the impact of the loss. So many things are happening, right? So now we are going to see one cyber slab. This is a general thing. Just we'll try to understand what will happen.
Stop it!
You don't need a black eye to be bullied. Talk to a trusted adult if you're being cyberbullied, or visit the CyberSmart online helpline to talk to an experienced counselor. If you have been cyberbullied,
So this is how, even without our knowledge, if you are leaving some information, definitely will be trapped. Somebody will be watching us always. Whenever we are connecting, from the point of the connection till you coming out, exit, point to point, everything will be monitored by somebody. We may call them as a big brother. So always big brother are watching us. Always the information also will be gathered, right? So point to point will be gathered. In this program, we are going to discuss. So these are the points. So we will be discussing what is the privacy, and what is the anonymity, and the different types of browsers and different type of search engines, and what is the plain web or clean web, and a deep web, the dark web. Generally the website, right? The web, whatever we are talking about, the website, the company website, college website, the personal website, all these things we are considering. These are all the things are the common, only one type of web. And of course, we have different type of websites. One is whatever we are looking at, that is a clean web. It's a plain web. Still, we have some other web, the dark phase, that is a deep web, or even dark web also is there. So how we can browse? The Google is working there or not? Or any other special browsers very specifically required to deep browsing? So that also will be discussed with the help of the Tor, TOR browser. And if you are coming to the Tor browser, if you are using the Tor browser, what are the methods they are using? That is nothing but onion network. We will see what is that onion network. And up to that point is okay, otherwise we need some more technology. Yes, of course, we need some more technology. That is the VPN, virtual private network. That also very important. Then after that, is there any specific operating system for us to save our the privacy and complete anonymity? Yes, of course, it is there. That OS operating system is the Tails OS. So these are the topics we are going to discuss. I don't think I'm going to discuss very technically. Of course, we should understand, even if you are getting iPhone 11 or iPhone 12, the latest version, by giving our effort 1 or 2 day or half an hour or 1 hour, we easily will understanding how the iPhone is working, isn't it? So during some course of time, we'll be expert in operation in that the new gadget, isn't it? The same way, the technical is not only for the knowledge, otherwise that domain people. It should be common to everybody. Everyone should know what is these technical words, how these are impact on our daily life. If you are not knowing, definitely one way or other way, definitely you'll be losing something, knowingly or unknowingly, right? So we will discuss all those things and how we can adopt. That also we'll discuss. I will show some easy, simple methods. I will show some demonstration also. What are the differences, how we can see, and how we can adopt. All these things we'll discuss one by one. Of course, it's a very big topic. Discussing all these things within the 1.5 hour or 2 hour is very critical. But of course, I'll be driving little bit faster. In case any queries, feel free to ask any point of time. Right. So first we will discuss what is the cyberspace. There is a space, but definitely it won't be available. That is a cyberspace. The cyberspace is a virtual space. We cannot see the space, but we can feel where we are using that. So that is a cyberspace. Here, as per the ISO standards or definitions, we can see cyberspace refers to the virtual computer world, and more specifically is an electronic medium used to form a global computer network to facilitate online communication. So this space is to facilitate online communication, right? So endless, there is endless. You see in the picture also is showing some tunnel entry point. We can see, we can feel the tunnel entry. If you are getting into the tunnel, we won't see the end point. Whenever, how long we are going, the same picture, the same kind of the thing will be moving on. So this is how it is working, right? So if you want to connect the cyberspace, you should have some identity. You should have some token. You should have some address. So that is nothing but IP address, Internet Protocol address. So without number plate, no vehicle will be on the roads like that. That is the address of that particular vehicle. The same way, if you are connecting with internet, even with a small gadget, telephone, or what is the mobile phone or tab or a laptop, whatever it is. So if you are connecting with the help of one gadget, that gadget is supposed to have some IP address. Otherwise, we cannot connect. That means that is the address of the gadget. So once we are getting some address, definitely somebody can access that particular place, isn't it? Even if you are going to meet our friend with the help of some address, definitely we can ask somebody, we can find out that address, definitely we can reach the particular place. That is the value of the address. In the same way, the gadgets also can be accessed from anywhere in the globe with the help of the IP address. Got it? So once if you are losing, otherwise if you are giving some IP address, they can contact you. There is no barrier. So that is what here it is happening. Okay. So now we are seeing one more thing. If you are losing some information, even we may lose our properties also. You see, even our documents also will be snatched away. Right? So without our intention, we may lose our documents which are stored in our computer, local computer, because once the IP address is known to somebody else, some hackers, if they are accessing your computer, definitely they will be saying, they will be snatching away your valuable information. They may delete some information, isn't it? Some loss also will be happening. Here, even in the normal restaurants, we are giving our ATM card or some credit cards for the bill payment. So here, look at this video, how these people are snatching away our ATM card, credit card information, and how we are facing the losses. You see, it's a simple video because many of us generally, while we are paying the bills, we'll be giving a cards to the bearers. I'm not blaming all these things, but these are also one of the scenario we could understand. So this is the way, even in the simple normal restaurants or in the public places also, the many of us may face this kind of the losses. So we should be very cautious. This element, this item is nothing but the skimmer. It's a very cheap element. That's 1,000 rupees or more or less 1,000 rupees we can buy and we can get it with the help of the software. Those software also available free of cost. The open tools we can download and we can use this device. So this is the way something is happening in the general public also. See, this is another scenario. That is a skimmer machine, the cordless. So once after copying all these device information, he'll be handovering to another person. This guy is a real culprit. So he is copying all the data, recorded data, and verify whether all the data are genuine or not. So based on that, some perks also will be given to that bearer, along with the erased, the fresh device. So the device is ready for the next day, the task. Now you may think, what is the use of this information? This fellow will be using that information and he'll be sending some fake mails to the customers. That is the phishing attack, right? So the customer will be thinking that that mail is exactly coming from the bank or the financial institution. They will be responding, right? So this also one of the scam is so going on, right? Okay, so how these cards they are cloning? Otherwise, what are the different type of other cards? So one by one, what are the technology the going forward? The scam also going along with that. The parallel, the scam also going on. Now we see.
Tonight, the Local 4 defenders uncovered the newest generation of pickpockets. Now, they don't even need to touch you to steal your information.
Yeah, it seems they've gone high tech, and you won't even know you've fallen victim until it's too late. Tonight, Defender Hank Winchester explains how it works and how to protect yourself.
You may think your credit cards are safe if they're secure in your wallet or inside of your purse, but as you'll see, you're wrong, because high-tech crooks have now cooked up a new way to rip you off. It can happen during a trip to the mall, while you're at a Tiger game, or even just walking down the street. In less than 5 seconds, without you ever knowing it happened, you could become the victim of an electronic pickpocketer.
I never even thought, that stuff like that actually existed, where they could just walk by you and just steal your information.
This guy got taken, so did this woman.
I'll tell you, life is scary these days, and that's just another dimension.
We showed them both how easy it is for a potential thief to get their name, their credit card numbers, expiration dates, all without tracking them online, without finding old bank records, or even laying a finger on them. They're called electronic pickpocketers. And unfortunately, they know many of us now carry a certain credit card which makes ripping people off so easy. Walt Augustinowicz is a security expert with Identity Stronghold.
The easiest way to steal someone's identity is to do something they're not looking for or they're not watching for.
Who would think a casual walk down the street would make you a target? No one. And some thieves know it.
Someone never has to touch your card, and they can actually steal your credit card number, your expiration date, sometimes your name, but enough information to make purchases.
Take a moment to look at your credit cards, especially the newer ones. Do they have this radio wave symbol? Well, these cards have a microchip built inside, a radio frequency identification, RFID for short. They allow the cardholder to just wave the credit card to make a purchase instead of swiping it. Credit card companies say they did not implant this technology to track you, but to make shopping easier. But what it's done is make it easier for high-tech thieves to steal your information.
You could go.
So this technology is NFC cards, near future, the contact information. So without touching, without going to the near field contact place cards, we can, with the help of these cards, with the help of these kind of the technology devices, we can snatch over the information. So that is how the thing is going on. If you're coming to RFID, next technology is RFID. Even in the RFID also, we can look at some methods, how they are doing, you see. We cannot touch the card, simply. That's it. So this is the RFID cards. The previous one was NFC cards, even before the normal credit cards. So the technology also moving, the scanning also moving away. All these devices also very, very cheap and very easily we can buy in the open market. If you're coming to this one, you see, it's a general ATM machine.
When Ryan Brady walked up to this ATM, everything looked fine to the naked eye, but he had an inclination to check it out anyway, and it's a good thing he did.
There you go.
This video posted to his Facebook page acts as a public service announcement, viewed hundreds of thousands of times. Brady doesn't want to show his face or get any credit for the helpful tip, but he suggests examining the card reader every time.
If it moves at all, there's some sort of issue with the ATM. This one, when I pulled on it, it didn't move. But also, if you squeeze them, they're not supposed to flex at all. So I squeezed it, and at that point, it started flexing a little bit. I pulled on it a little bit harder, and I realized that there was another card reader.
7-Eleven, secured right above the keypad, used to capture unsuspecting victims' fingers, entering their personal identification number. Now you can even trust the machine. The devices are now in the hands of police officers who are investigating.
People who try to scam money, they should be prosecuted immediately.
Brady says everyone can help curb this scam.
Hopefully, more people will notice what to do, how to do it, and find some more of these things so we can put a stop to it.
Lesson learned. Next time you hit the ATM, make sure you pull and pry to ensure nobody's taking aim at your... When Ryan Brady walked up to this ATM, everything looked fine to the day.
So that is how, even in normal ATM cards, you should be very, very careful. You have to look at these kind of any gadgets are attached there. So the previously we come across many devices, many scam methods, near field the communication or RFID, or before that the contact normal swiping cards. So these are the things. Even here you see this one is a very different one. It's an old one, but still it is existed in India.
Have discovered a new way for thieves to steal from ATMs, which could replace the traditional method of a card skimmer and pinhole camera.
No device
They found
is
that after a
installed.
person types their PIN code, the numbers are still readable with a thermal camera for up to 45 seconds. The same method could also be used to record a door entry code.
So even in the touch cards can be recorded with the help of the thermal camera. So with the help of the thermal image camera, we can identify what are the passcodes, the PIN numbers that pressed. So based on the intensity of the red point, the thermal indications, we can easily identify which key is the first pressed, the second pressed, third pressed, like that. So easily we can identify the PIN numbers also. So these are the scams are available, and the scams are existed in anywhere, isn't it? So, and another thing is how we have to prevent. So these are the losses immediately we will be feeling, and immediately we can see what are the impact. But if you are coming to online, if you are coming to cyberspace, what are the different type of the impact? What are the different type of the losses will be happening? What are the possible scams? What are the possible offenses? You see, these are the possible offenses generally available, or we may see in the cyberspace: attempting, aiding, abducting, or corporate liability, criminal access, the defamatory, forgery, fraud, phishing. See, these are the different type: the spamming and the system damage, traditional crime, and waging cyber war, the many things. So these are the things are the root cause for the offenses, right? One thing we should understand, even if you are looking at the cyber terrorism, that cyber terrorism also should start with some point, some starting point. What would be that particular point? That point is nothing but our information, our identification, our ID, our IP, right? So once one person's IP address is traceable, that is the starting point. They can move towards the remaining information slowly, one by one, bit by bit, brick by brick. They can get the complete the required information. They can do whatever the terrorism activity they wanted to do. So this is how it is happening. You see, if you are coming to the data damage, the previously we noticed one small video. That video, some hand is coming from the monitor and taking away the information on the table, right? The document, and they are keying in. That means they are modifying our document, they are snatching away our document, or even our data storage also will be smashed, or that may be erased, or something may happen. So how that starts? Starting with the first point. The first point is nothing but our identity. Our identity. If somebody taken away our identity, they may use that identity in a different way according to their mindset, right? We cannot believe everybody are the legal hackers. Some black hat hackers also will be available. So we should be very, very conscious. We should hide. Otherwise, we should prevent these kind of the losses, right? We have to protect it. The correct protection mechanism also should be adopted. So that is the thing. Defamation. The defamation also same way. If you want to defame somebody, I should get the identity. I should, then only I will be moving towards getting more information to spread the defame information, right? The forgery. You see, you look at all the possible offenses. All the possible offenses start with the first step. The first step is nothing but identity. If you are losing your identity, anything may happen, right? We can gather any other the information to do some particular task. So that is why identity is very, very important. Now we may ask, so what is that identity? That is the IP address. Not only IP address, the remaining thing also, right? The previously we noticed the footprints in the seashore. The 4, the legs. The 1, 2 belongs to some child. Another 2 belongs to the mother of the child, right? So 2 people walk away in that direction. We may easily get other information. By observing also we can get some information. By looking some information also can be gathered. By using our ears, we can listen. By listening also we can get some information. See, the different aspects are there. If you are using those things, definitely we can get some information. Okay, as per the standards, they are telling the 30-bit of information is more than enough to access any person on this world under the sky in the internet. So that is a fact. The records saying that only 30-bit of information. What is 30-bit of information? 1 bit. 1 bit is 1 character. Like that, the 30-bit of information is more than enough to connect any particular person in the internet. So that is the standard, the required thing. But if you are looking at some other the places, the browsers, wherever you go, if you want to download, give your email ID. Without the second thought, we are giving your email ID. Even if you are going to some bazaars, some festival, the gatherings, there somebody will be giving some pamphlets. Sir, just write your email ID and phone number. The tip system will be taken after 2 days. Some gift hampers will be coming to your doorstep. Without no second thought, you'll be taking one form for each and everybody of our family members who are all owning the email ID. All the people will be filling separate that form and they will be proudly filling up their mobile number without knowing with whom we are sharing that mobile number. We are just dropping in that the boxes, we are coming away. No gift will be coming to us, isn't it? But majority of us, many of us definitely come across this kind of a scenario, isn't it? I'm not blaming. I'm not telling the false. Definitely, if you're going to any gathering places, somewhere one fellow will be sitting and he will be distributing the pamphlets and asking us to write our email ID. Even the malls also, the Deepavali, otherwise some the Christmas or New Year gatherings, generally we can see this. So what those things are going? So to whom those things will be going? So they will be collecting these kind of the email IDs and mobile numbers, and they will be recording in their depository. Whenever they want to do any marketing activity, whenever they want to give some advertisements, they'll be using this email ID, right? So that email will be coming to our inbox. It will be simply pouring into our inbox. We'll be getting n number of emails, and we will have to spend some time to delete all those marketing emails, spamming, right? Okay, and Friday evening, you see, a number of SMS also will be coming. You buy one, get two free. So how those people are getting our information? Because voluntarily we have given without our consciousness, right? Okay, so those people are using this thing only for the simple marketing. It is not harming. Okay, inbound marketing they are doing. If they are doing very, very spamming way, we can consider that as the outbound marketing. Okay, that also, okay, no issue. But if they are snatching away our information or snatching our account from our bank account, what will happen? Ultimate loss, right? If they are snatching away our other information, valuable information, that also very loss. So what we should do, identity should be preserved. Identity is supposed to be hide. So how to hide the information of our the ID? No way. Because once if you want to take our email ID, they will ask all our age, gender, and date of birth, whatever the remaining things, and address or some other information. You see how much information we are giving just for one email ID, right? So those people may use that for a different purpose. We cannot restrict them because voluntarily we have given that information. So this is what is going on. Even in the browsers, if you are typing book, buy sports book, you need not complete the BOOK. If you are starting with the B, it will suggest something, right? It will be suggesting B, OO, or some other bookshop, the bookseller, the book online. The many suggestions also will be given by the browser. How? So what capacity that browser is suggesting us, isn't it? The browser is reading my mind. I'm searching for the book, or is bookseller or bookshop or some other thing. It will be suggesting. Just we can click it. We need not type even, right? So that is the artificial intelligence. Of course, they are technological, okay, but they are suggesting for good purpose. It is okay, but for the negative point of view, that also we have to think about, right? So these are the things, the information taken from my side because I'm using the same browser since so many years, right? So that
ఇట్లా
browser.
చేయడం మన ఖుషిగా ఉండే ఇంకొక బిడ్డ వాళ్ళ సీనియర్ ఏం చూసుకోలే రాత్రికి ఒక చేసి చూసేసుకుని ఒక దాని ఆ పొద్దు రాత్రి ఈడ ఉంటాను నేను చెప్తా ఉండను పర్వాలేదు వెయ్యి అర్జెంట్ చేసి పెట్టుకుంటా నాకు
Can you mute yourself, please? Please mute yourself. Right. So this is the way. So,
భుజాలు నొప్పి గాడిలో ఎక్కువ దూరం పోయేసారు 20 కిలోమీటర్లు వచ్చింది ఉంటే ఆడు జాగా సంగతి వేరే గాడి తీసుకుంటే
shall I continue?
Yes, sir. Sorry for the distraction, sir.
Yeah, mute the audience.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is the things happening. Okay. So if you are coming to next, these are the different type of crimes. The hacking is one crime. The salami attack is a crime, and malware. All these things also the next stage of the scam, isn't it? So previously these are the possible offenses. If you are coming to these offenses, so if you are coming to here the list, all these lists, not only these, the many things are there. Just I am displaying a few things. So these points belongs to one way or other way under this category. So all these categories also starts with ID laws. Okay, so these are also cyber and fraud, phishing, all those things. Okay, right. So how we can generally the data will be in the middle point. Then we can give the security. If you are coming to this one, the security policy and identity services. Then the factor authentication,
Right.
email, and the next generation the firewall. Then endpoint security. Finally, we are keeping the data. Okay, so these are the very different layers of the security also can be provided. The initially we have to give the identity. Without the Aadhaar card, we cannot start the account also in banks, right? Once the bank losing its data, we also our identity also will be lose, isn't it? We are also will be losing our information, right? So that is the identity services. Identity is supposed to be preserved. Identity also will be taken as per the policy, and the multi-level authentication. The one-time password also will be given to the particular mobile number. The mobile number also should be recorded and connected with Aadhaar, otherwise some other identity, isn't it? So these are the various outer layers of the security. Then we are getting some emails in case anything is goes, any transaction happen. The bank people also will be giving some email to the customers, right? And one more thing, before entering into data, some firewall also will be deployed. The firewalls is checking our identity, the previous level, the multi authentication, everything is perfect or not. Then only the security allows us to access the data. You see, the data having this much of the security level. Even if you are giving our identity somewhere or one way, they will be coming to the data will be the ultimate loss. Okay, so this is how the loss also happening. Even though, even in the small, if you are taking the day-to-day life, we are using the n number of gadgets, right? Even for the telephone and the remote, using for the switch on and switch off the telegram or the television, or even the vehicles. We are using the remote keys open and close, and the doors also digitally closing and locking, and even the temperature in our room and the light switch on switch off, the gazes switch on switch off. The what is the temperature? Many levels. Even if you are coming, the main door also will be opening by reading the car number, whether that fellow is the owner or not. Then the car will be the main door will be main gate will be opening. Otherwise, some buzzes, isn't it? So many things are happening, and simply we can say we slowly addicted to the technology, right? Even medication, the medical department, they are also using IoTs, information, the Internet of Things. Even for blood pressure, they are using device. Heart pressure, heartbeat, other device, and some other the growth rate, many things, all the things, many devices are using. Even medication, operations, identification, everything we are using different type of devices. Just you see how the two children, parents, the small family, how they addicted for the IoTs. Just look at this, and we will discuss.
In the
based on
enterprise
that.
of tomorrow, humans, machines, and products communicate with each other, cooperatively driving a transparent value chain. This is not just a futuristic dream. It is the Industry 4.0 evolution taking place. There are four main atoms that make up the Industry 4.0 technology. The first atom we call connectivity. It's the internet connectivity that has become available anywhere, anytime. Via 3G or 4G, Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, we connect wherever we want. The second atom is the processor. They have been growing exponentially in terms of power over the last years, while their cost has gone down, and their size has been decreasing too. This is called Moore's Law. The third atom is represented by the sensor. Sensors have become cheaper and smaller too. Through wireless connection, they are able to send their data to the internet. Various types of sensors are being created to measure all kinds of parameters. The fourth type of atom is what we call the algorithm, or software, and these are leveraging the power of processors and are ever more capable to handle complex problems. Industry 4.0 is composed of technology atoms that have become substantially more powerful and abundantly present. These atoms allow us to make very powerful technology platforms.
Industry 4.0 technology platforms are creative combinations of processors, sensors, algorithms, and internet connectivity, 3D printing, cobots and robots, drones, wearable technology and augmented reality, cloud computing, simulation software, big data analytics software, and artificial intelligence are some of the new technology molecules.
You just think about the industry. We are proudly saying that Industry Revolution 4.0, Industry 4.0. Industry 4.0 is nothing but we are using IoTs wherever it is possible. Wherever it is possible, even for the small net, screw, whatever it is. We are using only majority places IoTs, Internet of Things. So Internet of Things is nothing but that particular device able to contact or connect with the internet. Through internet we can operate. That is the meaning IoT, right? We need not to physically go and touch or to operate the device. Somewhere we can see it, we can give the control, we can give the instruction. By giving the instructions, that device will be getting started. It will be do whatever the instruction given by its does, isn't it? So the IoTs are easily can be contacted with the help of the IP address, right? That is the main point. Identity. Each device having identity, we can hack if there are any vulnerabilities. Okay, so that is the danger. So the gray area of industry. You see, this one is a small family, as I told. They are also addicted with the IoTs. Got it. So each and every activity in our day-to-day life also can be occupied by Internet of Things. Internet of Things in the sense we are completely connected with the outside world, right? Anybody can access, anybody can reach us at any point of time, right? So at this juncture, we should understand what is the impact, what is the greatness of the identity. So if you are not conscious about the identity, definitely we'll be losing many things, right? Not only this, it's a general, normal family reading. The previous one was industry, even for the educators, our research work, our documentation, our publications, many things also we are keeping in our laptop or in our personal the repository, right? So if you are losing these kind of the things, definitely you will be the losers, right? So here we are looking at another three, the main things. These are the goals of the cybersecurity: the confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So these main three things are supposed to be very consciously we have to maintain. The protecting information from being accessed by unauthorized parties, that is the confidentiality. So confidentially we have to put all the information. Integrity, ensuring authority of information, that information is not altered and that the source of the information is genuine. We have to see the integrity of the information. Nobody should be tamper that information. Such a way we have to provide the security. At the time of availability, the information accessible by authorized users. Whenever it is required, that should be accessible to us. That is another angle. So these are the main pillars of the cyber security: confidentiality, integrity, as well as availability. So the once any system assures to give these 3 points in 100%, then only we can trust. But nobody will be giving 100% on this, the 3 bullets, 3 points. So that is the main issue. Okay. So now we are slowly getting into our the point. Here you see, now we are going to see the topic discussion. The previously I just the warming up with giving all these information so that we can easily understand what is the privacy or identity or these things important. Okay. So now we can discuss the privacy, anonymity, the clear net, the dark net, and the browsers, Tor browsers, onion things. So these are the things we are going to discuss. Okay. So step by step, we will see. The first one, what is the privacy? So if you are coming to the privacy, it's nothing but ID is known, but the action, what you are going to do, that action is hidden. For that, we can see Santa Clara. At the time of the Christmas, he'll be distributing, he'll be giving the gifts and sweets to the poor or children, isn't it? He'll be hiding his face. Nobody knows who is that, the particular person. But what he is doing, everyone knows. Everyone sees how he is distributing, where he is going, where he is coming, isn't it? All the things. So what he is doing, the action is the known, but the identity is unknown. So that is what the privacy. Here in the computer field, we can say the ID, the IP address, our identity, our information. All these things are known, but action is unknown. That is the privacy. If you are coming to anonymity, we can say the ID is unknown, but action is known. See, somebody is sitting and he is doing something. So somebody is sitting. We don't know his identity. Identity is unknown, but what he is doing something, right? If he is breaking the computer, we can say that fellow broke the computer, isn't it? The ID is known, but the action is unknown. So the privacy and anonymity. In privacy, ID is known, action is unknown. If you are going to access our safe box in a bank, they'll be giving, by seeing our identity, they'll be giving the key, and he is also coming and he'll be putting the first key and the second key will be giving us, and their fellow will be going away. We are the only person in the safe box room. We can do whatever the thing we want to do. We can do that. Action is unknown to the second person, right? But our ID is known to the bank people. So that is the privacy. In case anonymity, this is the hacker. That fellow is simply sitting in a dark room, otherwise hiding his face identity. He is doing some hijacking way, otherwise he is hacking other computers. The action is known, ID is unknown. See, privacy and anonymity. Any browsers providing both the things to the users? That is a big question. That is a big question. Whether the browser, the Google, let us example, the Google is providing ID prevention, ID privacy as well as anonymity prevention? No, because the once if you are visiting the browser, if you are using the browser Google, next search automatically you will be identified, isn't it? For example, if you are searching for a leather shoes in a Flipkart, you are seeing some pictures and we are coming out, we are going after 2-3 days. Once again, you are visiting, by the time that browser showing the same kind of leather shoes advertisements onto your screen. How the browser is identifying us, how the browser, the keeping all this information, our search history. That is what we are losing our privacy, because somebody is sitting along with us, somebody is noticing what are the things we are doing. So that is the question of privacy. The Google itself, they are selling, we are getting very limited information from all the users just for our commercial, just for our business. Whatever we are doing on the Google, nobody will be charging, right? Free of cost we are doing. But what is the business model? Advertisement is the business model of the Google. How they are, those people are doing business? Because they are taking away our information. That information will be given to some business people. Those people will be sending advertisements to us. So that is the business model. That is why they cannot give 100% privacy to anybody. Okay. So even if you are putting firewalls, we are putting some scanners or this, that, whatever it is, once you are connecting, those fellows will be rightly taking away our information. What is the percentage of information they are taking? Some 17 or 18, some percentage of information, some bits will be taken away. Okay, I will show you how much percentage they will be taking. What else can be the channels? ISP, Internet Service Provider. Internet Service Provider also asking us to submit our Aadhaar number, Aadhaar card, Aadhaar copy, or some address proof, or age proof, or some other information, right? Mobile number. Then only they will be giving the internet connection to our laptop or computer, to our home. So we already given some information to the ISP, Internet Service Provider. Those fellows knows who is accessing. So that is the reason, if you are, even if you are closing the doors and sending the fake mail to somebody, easily they will be coming and snatching, catching us. And emails, whenever we are sending emails, our from address, our IP address also will be going along with our ID, along with our email in the header form, in the header, right? So easily by seeing that the technical terms, easily they can identify this fellow only forwarding this mail, this fellow in essence from that particular computer. So like the ID number, like the Aadhaar number, each and every computer is also having, each and every gadget is also having its own address, identity. Okay, so this is what happening. Even if you are coming to social networking sites, we are proudly sharing so many pictures. I am Darjeeling, now right now I am in Kashmir, right now I am in Kanyakumari, right now I am in some other country, right? That means we are giving our information unwantedly to somebody. Somebody may use this information so that they will be visiting our house whenever we are going away. Because we are updating. Right now I am nearing Chennai. Right now I'm nearing Hyderabad. Okay, that fellow will be reaching tomorrow morning or today evening. So that we have to vacate. They'll be taking all the people, all the things. So that is how we are losing. And internet browsers also doing the same thing. You see, internet browsers getting our the cookies. They are sending some cookies, and okay, so this is how the things we are losing. And apart from that, even the passwords also will be taken away. All the things we are losing the many things in the many stage level. You can go to the Explorer or Firefox or the Chrome or Netscape Navigator, wherever you are going, you will be losing our information according to their algorithm, according to their standards. they'll be taking away our information, right? And now they are sending some spy to us. They are sending the small text to our computers. Whenever we are connecting, they'll be sending. So what is that? That is nothing but cookies, right? So cookies coming to our gadgets and it resides in our system, so that without the knowledge of the user, the information also will be given to the owner of the cookie, the business people, so that they will be understanding, they will be updating without the knowledge of the users. So that is the cookies does. If you are coming to digital footprints, the digital footprints in the sense, what are the type of computer you are using, what are the operating system you are using, what are the screen size where you are working, and what are the fonts we are using, and what is the different drivers you have, is there any other devices connected, what are the other the size of your hard disk, what is the RAM size, what is the version, what is the operating system, everything will be snatching away, everything will be taken away. Those things are nothing but the fingerprint. So once if they are having that type of information, definitely they will take the appropriate tool to give some actions, isn't it? The previously we saw the lines of footprint. If you are noticing that kind of footprints in the seashore when we are walking, definitely we won't go further, isn't it? We'll run away from that place because we are identifying that's the line's footprint, that also fresh footprint. So the line also will be available very near, so that immediately will be vacate the place, isn't it? Right. Otherwise, we'll be get ready with our gun or some other thing. If you are a hunters, same way, if you are losing your footprints, based on the footprint information, they will pick up the correct tool to hijack your information, to hack you. So this is what the hackers are doing. They will be using n number of different type of the tools. Before that, they should ensure what type of the things you have. What is the operating system? If you are using OS, MS Office, otherwise what is that? Microsoft, they will pick up that kind of the tool. If you are using some other, the Mac, the tools also will be different. So based on that, they will be picking up the tools. The fingerprints and the cookies are very, very dangerous. They are nothing but the spies. Okay, so that is what these things. And how remarketing these cookies generally they'll be taking away with authentication approved. The browser is also taking away. In case the footprints, without the knowledge of the users, some more information also will be taken. That will resides somewhere. The hackers will be snatching that information. They will hack. In case the real business people paying something to the Google and getting the database, they can remarket us. So that is how the remarketing is working. The Flipkart people or eBay people or wherever you go, those people will be sending continuously the same kind of visited product to us. How? Only because of these cookies. The cookies will be given to that business people. Even the Firefox or Chrome, also we can have some cookie prevention. We can delete the cookie. Once if you are deleting the cookie from your the settings, the remarketing will never happen. The remarketing also, they can configure while they are doing the digital marketing, they can fix, follow this customer for 30 days, follow this customer for 45 days, or follow this customer for 10 days. You see, the leather jacket visiting, I visited the Flipkart last week for the leather jacket samples. Otherwise, I visited the leather jacket. After 1 week or 10 days, continuously they'll be sending. But after 1 month or 2 months, they won't send because the time fixed only for the 10 days or 15 days. After that, they won't send the remarketing technology, remarketing the ads. Okay, so this is how easily we can configure, we can do the remarketing, and we can delete those kind of the cookies also from the Chrome, otherwise some other whatever the process we are using. You see, here we are sending something to the servers taking our information and adding some more information, sending once again back to our system, that will be residing as. You see, our URL, Flipkart, the server is going along with my information. So with that information, they will be adding some more information again back to our computer. Okay, so if you are opening, otherwise using some other time, again, this updated cookie, once again going to the server, some more updation also will be happening once again back to our system it will be residing as. So wherever you are connecting, how long you are connecting, this process will be continuous so that we won't come out from the remarketing. That is the remarketing. But whenever you are visiting, if you are deleting the cookies using these kind of the techniques, if you are visiting the setups, you can see this updation, these cookies will be prohibited, right? Okay. Even if you are coming to the page, the privacy badger, this is another tool. This is a software we can install in your system. We can see how these things are doing. You see, I'm showing these. See, here you can give the extension. You can see the privacy badger. This privacy badger also you can download simply from the Google extension, right? So if you are clicking that, it will be showing nothing to do on this page because nothing is detected. If you are visiting, for example, Flipkart, I am visiting that site and browsing somewhere. Still that is here. You click this, you see three potential the trackers blocked. This software simply protects from three potential trackers. So what is the meaning of tracker? They are tracking us, spies. The spy following us wherever we are visiting. Along with us, they are also browsing along with us. So information from my side taking away to the particular business people, that spies prevented by this privacy badger. How we can go to the privacy badger? You just go to the Google and you can type a privacy badger. It will be directing to the gadget place. You can download it, just install it. Okay, so it will be resides here. Just you can see. You need not go and see. Once if you are installing, automatically it will be preventing. It will be safeguarded. So it is a simple step to prevent come out from these type of the trackers. Okay, so trackers are nothing but the spies. It will be following us and getting some information from us. It will be following and will be disturbing our work. So that is what this is happening. Okay, and right. See here, the search engines have used ability to track each of your searches by IP address, right? And the search term, what is the key term you are using, and what is the timestamp also will be taken. So accordingly, this will be doing. You see, the previously in 2006, the AOL is one more. It's the biggest. The search engine applied to releasing search data, log data on subscribers. Almost 2 weeks before that, AOL had quietly released about 20 million search records from 658,000 users. So we are also one of the users. Our information given to somebody else, and for that they apologized. You see, that means even if they are apologizing, otherwise not, that is a different issue. But they have given some information to somebody else, 20 million, right? This was happened in the 2006. Just for the example, I'm sharing this information. Like that, wherever you go, we are losing our information. We should be very, very conscious. We should adopt the precautionary activities. Otherwise, definitely we'll be losing our information, right? And other thing, we know generally we'll be speaking that the Google having everything. Now we are also simply sharing, just Google it, yeah, you will get the information. What is that Google it? The Googling also, it becomes a verb, right? So what are the things we are Googling in the network, in the internet, that is only 5 to 10%. Only 5 to 10%. You see, even if you are doing the many things, even the Google, we can spend hours together, right? Wikipedia, e-commerce, YouTube, all these things comes together only 5 to 10% only. What about the 90%? That 90% is nothing but deep web. That is deep web. You just think about iceberg. The tip of the iceberg we can see on the surface, but what of the remaining thing? Remaining thing simply hidden inside the water space, water surface, isn't it? We cannot see what is the size of the iceberg inside the water. So such a way, the 90% of the internet things, the data, other website, the channels available inside the deep web. That is a deep web, right? So we are using ships, boats, many things to travel on the surface. But if you want to come down, we're supposed to use the submerge, isn't it? So normal ships will not travel within the water. So we have to change the via media. That via media is nothing but the other technologies we will be discussing now. Okay. So this is the deep web. What are the things available in the deep web? What are the things now available on the surface web, on the clean web, except that you cannot imagine many things are available. Real things are available. Secret things are available. Genuine researches are available. Many publications are available. Many formulas are available. You cannot imagine. You can buy and sell anything in the deep web. Okay. So to travel in this, to see the contents of this, we need to adopt different search engines. Different search engines. Google will never work. Google will not work. Wikipedia also shows only this 5 to 10% of information only available in the Wikipedia. If you want to see the Wikipedia here, we have to use the dark Wikipedia. Then only we can see the contents of these things. So many hidden things are available here. Okay, even the pornography are the terrorism, these things are you imagine different things, illegal things, everything is available here. And moreover, transactions also happening. The who is selling, who is buying, nobody knows. That is the specialty. There is no identity will be revealed to anyone, because everybody will be coming with the fake ID. The fake ID, everybody with the mask. Nobody will be in the open. So that is the thing happening here. Okay, I'm not showing a very in the different information. As we are the faculties, as we are in the education in the society, we should know what is going on in the internet also. Even in the technological area, what are the gray area, what are the plain area we supposed to learn, we supposed to know. That is the basic necessity, because we are the pillars to build the future of our nation, right? If you are knowing the good and bad, then only we can teach the good things to our students, and we can say these are the bad things. We supposed to introduce the bad things, not in the to proceed. We have to show, we have to address those things. Be careful. So that is a caution. As we are the responsible personality, we have to convey to the next generation. So in that responsibility, I'm showing this. I'm not provocating, otherwise I'm not motivating you to do all those things. These are the things happening. Real picture I'm showing, right? So this is the iceberg. These are the normal browsers we are using, but within that, so many things are available. So here, academic records available. As we are the research, otherwise academicians, we can see the extraordinary academic records, the reports, tremendous. The papers also we can see, the financial records also we can see, and for the governments, their hidden things also available. The scientific reports, the many things are available. If you are going to your festival gatherings, the two things we can do: one with a positive mindset, one with the negative mindset. The negative mindset people will be searching for the negative task in the gatherings. If you are positive people, the positive people always searching for the positive things, and they will interested to do the positive things. So this is also same thing. This is like the very huge gathering. If you are once entering, according to your mindset, you can do the task. Okay, you should never think that nobody is watching. Of course, somebody is watching, the God is watching. So with that consciousness, with your intellectuality, with your wisdom, you have to do in the right way. I'm not showing all those things, I'm not sharing all those things for the negative, just to understand the positive angle only. Okay, so we can buy all those things, all amendments, all those things, RDX, everything is possible here. Okay, and the transaction also not in currency, only in the Bitcoin. Bitcoin only will be used here. So how to buy the Bitcoin? There we can see. There we can meet the Bitcoin sellers. We can get the Bitcoins, and we can buy the product, anything, and we can transfer the Bitcoin to that fellow. That fellow doesn't know who the person is buying. We don't know from whom we are buying, who the person is selling. So everything is hidden. Everything is hidden. That is a deep web, dark web. Okay, right. So for traversing into the dark web, we're supposed to use the onion router. The onion router. Onion itself, you see, this is the onion network. What is the onion network? Once if you are seeing the onion, you remove the first layer, you will see the second layer. You remove that, one more layer. You get into the deep in between, the middle part, there also one layer. You open that, nothing will be there, right? So that is the onion network. In general scenario, if you are connecting with some computer, some other part of the world, your IP address to whom you are connecting, that fellow's IP address, both the IP address one end and other IP is another end. So with these things, we can easily identify what the communication, who communicated, how the communication happened. Easily we can catch both the things. But if you are coming to onion network, nobody knows who is communicating and what the things are going on, right? But of course, 90% is hidden. The remaining 5 to 10% still the gray area. I will discuss what is that gray area. So onion network is very, very important. Without onion network, we cannot do that, right? So even if you are coming to onion network, hello, I'm in a webinar. Please call me after 1 hour. Okay, so sorry. So this is another search engine. The search engine is DuckDuckGo. The DuckDuckGo is a special browser search engine using in the Tor network, onion network. Okay, the Tor is a browser. Here we can use the search engine, right? So this DuckDuckGo will never take our information. Just Google, that is taking our information, right? But DuckDuckGo will never take our information. Just it will be doing some work. For example, normal servant in our house. We are calling that servant and asking him to bring a coffee. In between, our family member asking, where are you going? Mr. Kalyan asked a coffee, right? That means that servant noticed, I am asking coffee. He knows my name. So whenever anybody asking, he may transfer, he may give my name to that fellow, isn't it? So I'm not telling my name, but he knows my name. The same with the browser also. If you are browsing, the browser takes some information by default. If anybody asking, that default information will be shared to them. But this DuckDuckGo will never take any information. You just think about the same servant. I'm not, that fellow is not servant. That is a robo in my house. I'm asking the robo, asking a coffee. He is going to bring a coffee, but somebody is asking where you are going. In a sense, I'm going to take a coffee. That's all. Who asks? Who required the coffee? No, because there is no information given to the robo. The same way, the DuckDuckGo also, whatever the information we are asking, that will be given by the DuckDuckGo, but it never take any information from us. That is the specialty of the DuckDuckGo. By default, the Tor browser using DuckDuckGo as a search engine. The Tor browser is for anonymity. Anonymity in the sense, our action only will be there, our ID is not known. Right? So DuckDuckGo is the search engine. It never take any information from out. So this is the onion network. You see, once if you are installing the Tor operating system, we can see many operating systems in the world will be there. So various continents also we can consider. Thousands, millions of browsers will be there. Excuse me. Hello? నేను క్లాస్లో ఉన్నాను ఒక అరగంటలో మాట్లాడతాను ఇదే నెంబర్కి. Sorry. Okay, so this is how we are connecting to, you just understand within the green, this is nothing but onion network. These are also various servers, ISP providers. We are connecting to that. Whenever we are installing the Tor, automatically our IP address will be masked. The new IP address, temporary fake IP address will be given. So with that IP address we are getting, and that will be transferred to some other continent, some other place. Finally, with whom we want to connect? My friend. My friend, he is not a Tor user. So that here you see, at this point, anybody can catch me. Because from this point, I have taken precautionary, I changed my IP address, all those things. But at the time of joining, at the final climax, I am coming with the outside the Tor network, Ani network, so that here we can catch. Okay, so this is the gray point of the Tor network. To how to put the security, otherwise anonymity here also, that is the next one. That is the next one. For the upliftment of this thing, we can see the next one. Here you see, this is how the Tor is working. You see, once you are connecting, it will be coming to Tor. It will be rounding from here and there, nobody knows. And finally, it is going to reach the climax. But if you are normal internet, if you are transferring information from this point to that point, it is going in the plain network without any the tunneling or security. Anybody can catch in between. Got it? So if you are masking yourself and transferring somewhere randomly, nobody knows. Even if you are catching somewhere, that will be showing to this server. There is no connectivity from myself from to this server, isn't it? So this is the very strong security area. So many people are using in a wrong direction. You see, from this point to this point, it's secured, but this point is the public network we have to travel, so anybody can catch us. Right. So this is another pictorial diagram, how it is going, and the pictorial representation of the Ani network, how the Tor also using. Tor is nothing but the operating system. Okay. Right. And low tech also we can. Now I will show you. Now I will show you how we can use yeah, this is the Tor. Before that, I want to show something. What is my IP? What is my IP? See, what is my IP? You just click this, you can see your IP is 14 point. I'm making note of on paper. 14.192.2.34 is my IP. Okay, it's IP v4 version 4. Now I'm coming to the Tor browser that's already installed. You too can install. I'm just starting the browser. This is the Tor browser. Okay, before that, one more thing. Surely I'm telling this 2 hours is not at all possible, but even though first party simulator.net. This is a site. It gives to see, to scan our browser. You see, first party simulator.net, you just give test my browser. It will shows how your browser is working. It just scanning, examining our browser. How extend, how information snatching away from us, that will be known to us with the help of this first party simulator. The first party simulator is a philanthropy society. They are giving services to all the service providers, because we are thinking that the Google is giving so much of services to us. No, they are doing business on us. They are taking our valuable information and selling without our knowledge. They are doing that much of business, right? They are not doing any help to anybody. They are doing very good business people. But these people are just showing how those browsers are snatching our information. You see, these are the trackers, blocking tracker ads. Yes, right now I'm using Chrome, right? The Chrome in this, it is saying that, yes, the blocking tracking ads. What are the tracking ads? Whenever we are going any sites, some information, the Flipkart or some other commercial people also will be giving some ads. That kind of trackers prohibited here. And the blocking invisible trackers, yes, something is with our knowledge, something without our knowledge, right? So that also, yes, blocking invisible trackers, yes, that also tracked the block. Other thing, the protecting you from the fingerprinting. Your browser has a unique fingerprint. A unique fingerprint in the sense, just like a Aadhaar ID. Everyone having unique Aadhaar ID. Using that Aadhaar ID, definitely we can reach us, right? So here it's a gray area. So this browser getting 17.74 bits identifying information. It is taking my information, 17.74 bits of my information. So using this, I already told you, as per the standard, 30 bits of information is enough to find out any person on this globe, right? in internet. But here it is saying that, openly saying that 17.74 bits identify information taken away without my knowledge. Of course, majority of the bits for the required information. For the required information, they can search in the Facebook. If I am showing I am in Scotland, right now I am in Delhi, I am in Chennai. Okay, from there also they can snatch away from some other information, right? The same way, if anybody is committed to do something, this information also crucial information for them. The remaining information easily they can get in some other vulnerable area. Wherever I'm leaving my information without any consciousness, definitely they will be gathering all the information. See, detailed the results. And apart from that, you see, and user agent. So what are the user agent I'm using? The Mozilla Firefox 9.75%. And the bits identifying information, this much. And the browsers, the plugins. What are the plugins I'm using? .NET plugins, or some other plugin, even the Badger, that also another plugin. So that plugin, what is the time zone? By using these, the time zone, easily they can identify I'm sitting in South India. If the time zone is different, they may identify I'm from England, isn't it? The time zone also very, very important. See, ASEAN, Calcutta, this time zone I'm using. So definitely they can reach us. Some more information. So these are the things available from this point. If I'm coming to another browser, this is another browser for your easy understanding, Firefox. Here also I'm showing, what is it? The first party simulator. .NET. Oh, sorry. Yeah. First party simulator.net, right? Right. First party simulator.net. Okay. See, now I'm using the same website from browser, different browser. We will see what is the strength of this browser, how much the snatching done by this browser. You just make a note of this on the first party simulator.net. You can try your laptop also. I will be suggesting you very crucial information at the end. I'm humbly requesting, try to make it as a practice so that you may not lose your information. You see, this also telling the same thing. This also tracking, yes. Blocking the tracking ads, yes. Blocking invisible trackers, yes. Unique browser, here also same thing. But if you're coming down 7.74, if you're coming to this one, what is the percentage? 7.74. What is the browser I'm using? Okay. Okay, this is a Chrome. This is Firefox. Okay, so you try your Firefox also so that you can easily understand what is the percentage of these things. Okay, according to my yesterday's checking, because I lost my computer, I crashed all the data day before yesterday, only not even 24 hours I tried all the information for our webinar. My hard disk is for data recovery process. You see, this one is the Chrome browser. Are you able to see this? 1 minute. So this is the Chrome browser. It is saying the blocking tracking ads, no. And this one is potential. This one is a Firefox is saying the partial protection. And this one is my computer not at configured properly. That is the reason we are seeing that yes. But you try this, you can see that. And you see the blocking tracking ads, yes. So this one is a DuckDuckGo. And the Unix browser area, you see the yes given by this one. If you are coming to next one, we already know the incognito, the browser, isn't it? So here also you see partial protection. Your browser has nearly, it is not saying unique, it is nearly some difference, percentage, right? Generally we'll say, if you want to do some secret work or private work, take incognito. Incognito also not a private one, that also open only, right? If you want to work in the cool climate in the winter and the summer season, you'll be wearing the cooling glass. The cooling glass doesn't mean that the outside is temperature low. It's simply some some layer, isn't it? So the same way it is giving, it's an illusion. It is not giving protection, right? And here it is another this thing. This is a Microsoft Edge. So here also saying this is a percentage. If you are coming to the Tor also saying yes, in the partial protection. You see, here we are starting to see the partial protection. This is in the different type of the safeguard, the safest, safety. The three categories are there. No, in that is a different one. Okay, now once again coming back to this thing, I'm coming to the Tor. See, once the Tor is double click on the desktop, it is open, right? Here you see, here you can see this is the shield. What is the safety level? The safety level is standard. If you are clicking this, you can see the advanced setting level. You can see the standard level. This is standard level. The shield is empty, right? If you are clicking the safer, the shield becomes half. The protection increases. If you are coming to safest, it is a block. That means the complete security level given by the Tor browser. You can fix it. So what I suggest is you go to the safest one. And even the YouTube also, what level of the browsing you want to moderate or the minimum or tough. Accordingly, we can see that, isn't it? The child protection generally we will be using that. The same way, the safest thing. And here also you block dangerous and deceptive contents and block the dangerous downloads. So all these things you have to check it. Then only you will be in the safe mode. Of course. Now I am coming to here. Here what I can say. First I will check this standard. Okay. And coming to that one. First, what is it? First party simulator. Yeah, this is also browser, right? First party simulator. We will check it. Oh, sorry. Initially, we have to connect it. I'm connecting that. The IP address already noticed, right? 14.192.2.33. Now we see search with DuckDuckGo. Right? Now I can see, by default, the Tor browser is the different size. Why? If you are minimizing, the content also changing its configuration, right? Because to confuse the hackers, what type of desktop I'm using, the Tor is supporting me to prevent sharing the desktop size of mine. So that is why it is not opening maximum size of my desktop. That is why different the size is maintained, so that anybody is getting this information that fellow's monitor size is 72 inches in the sense, okay, he is using very extraordinary big size in the monitor, so that he can guess what type of configuration is supposed to be there for that system. He can guess some other thing. So to confuse the hackers, it is giving different size of the size, desk size. Okay. Now you see, I can click this. I can see. Okay, just for the practice purpose, I am opening this and DuckDuckGo. Site information about your. This is secure Tor browser. Okay. New identity. Sorry. I'm coming to this one. And we can browse down. We can browse out. We can see some more information. See what is the locations. This also we can prevent, because these are the different type of information they are getting from us, right? So that is why we can go to the settings. We can change the settings. We can change the camera settings. Even without the knowledge, our desktop, if you are saying that your desktop is 24 inches, the 24 inches size is available on the some different companies only, right? Manufacturers, so that they can imagine, or they can guess, or they can calibrate what is the size of, or what is the camera availability of the particular monitor. They can see that. They can get that information also. So all these information also very, very important. You can see the settings. You can change the settings accordingly. Okay. So that why I'm showing all these things differently. If we are seriously coming forward to use the Tor browser, you're supposed to know all those things. Without knowing all these things, we should not get into the dark web or deep web, because all the hackers are living in that dark web. Many people will be there. Okay, even the drugs mafia or weapons mafia or many people, business people, the dark business people also will be there. Of course, good thing also available, right? If you're going to the festival, the garbage also will be there, the sweets also available, the fresh room also available. We have to see, we have to go according to the required the mindset, right? So that is why, but we should have our own precautionary actions. So that is what I'm saying. So here I'm giving dark wiki. Is a DuckDuckGo. See, dark web wiki. You click this. I'm showing only very, very minimum things. With this knowledge, don't do all these things. Okay, so try to learn many things, try to at least something. Then you put your first step towards Tor browser. It's a very, very dangerous issue, even though I'm there to show you. Here you see, these are the links. These are the links. All the links in the dark web, only with the .onion extension. .onion extension. You see, darkwebwiki.org, right? So this is the site name. I am taking this and coming back to this browser. This is another browser. Here I'm giving this thing, dark web. We'll search it, dark web wiki, right? I have given the dark wiki, right? The same keyword I'm using here, dark wiki. See? It is saying the dark TV series, dark wiki, fandom, anything. It is not showing any relevant. Okay, I will try with the same copied thing, dark wiki wake. See, it is showing the same thing, Onion browser, isn't it? See here, if you are coming to Tor browser, you see in the Tor browser, in the dark web, all the contents comes only with .onion extension. Without .onion extension, nothing will be available there. Everything will be there. And moreover, in a plain the website, the Google, we can copy the link and we can save it for the future purpose. The same thing will never happen, never work in the deep web, because the links also dynamically will be changing. One time, if you are visiting abc.onion site to buy something XYZ, the next time if you are going there and the same abc.onion, nothing will be there. Some other sites will be available because the site name also will be changed accordingly. So that is a specialty of the Onion web, that much of security and security, privacy, anonymity also will be maintained there. So if you want to prevent yourself, if you want to be in a safe side, you are supposed to use the anonymity and privacy in a high level priority. Otherwise, definitely you'll be losing that. That is just I shown that a Tor browser, because of the time and all, I'm not able to go further. It requires at least 1 more hour. Of course, we cannot no. So this is the link. Just for our sample, we can see that. And already we discussed 90% only secured by the Tor browser. What of the 10%? The 10% also can be secured with the help of the VPN, virtual private network. Once if you are installing for virtual private network, also some free software is available. We can do that. But if you are doing any serious business, by the time we have to purchase the high-end virtual private network so that our employees also can travel in the virtual private network in the secured manner. That is what the VPN. Okay. So once if you are deploying the VPN along with the Tor, VPN plus TOR, Tor browser, 100% security. That is what it is saying. So here also 0.99% is a flaw. The gray area is there. To come out from that, we can go to see the VPN, starting with the VPN and the Tor browser. Using the VPN lock, we are going to search our friend or whatever thing we can do that. So this is the 99.99% safe. What about the 0.000.1? That is also can be secured if you are going to the Tails operating system. because whatever we are doing, all these things, I'm also showing the Tor browser on the Google. The Google already having my ID. So there I already given my ID to the Google. From the Google, anybody asks, the Google people will be telling that Kalyan's ID is this thing. Even though I am doing all these things masked, but my ID is already given somewhere. That also can be eliminated with the help of the different operating system. That different operating system specially designed to activate all this, the Tor Onion network, is the Tails operating system. So the Tails operating system is a secured one that also freely available, that you can download and you can copy in the pen drive. That pen drive can be automatically, we can do that as a bootable one, so that there's a packet carry anywhere, any tab, any desktop, any computer we can insert, we can start the action, and the Tor browser also can be worked. At the end, you can plug out the pen drive so that no footprints will be leave anyway. Nobody can watch, nobody can monitor, or nobody can identify what the task done, what are the footprints, is there any cookies or something. Nothing will be left out. Everything will be within the pen drive, we can remove. Then after that, the computer will be as usual normal. You have to carry your pen drive, that pen drive with Tails operating system, right? So these are the things also can be done. Even in the hackers also doing the same thing. You see, within the pen drive, we can accommodate the Tails operating system. With that, we can do 100% privacy and anonymity. So all these things generally used by the illegal persons. But as we are also doing the good things and good purpose, we can also have this kind of the security without any that much risk. But we should be very conscious about this thing. Otherwise, we also will be in the trap. And many things, the things to know about the digital footprints and how we can save and how we have to prevent ourselves, how we have to defend, all the things also discuss. You can do that. But if you are using this in a wrong purpose or greedy, this is the climax. So there ends the matter. The greedy people, if we are using the technology for the good purpose, definitely we can go further and further. Everybody will be appreciating. But once if you are using the technology for the wrong side, definitely somewhere you will be landing in a trouble like this. So this is also one of the example for this thing. And so these are the things I want to share with you. Any questions or anything you can share, you can ask. I am ready to answer. And of course, the time also given up to 5:15. It's already crossed 5:20. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. I now call upon Mrs. Indra, Department of Commerce, to propose the vote of thanks.
Yeah.
Good evening, one and all. I deem it a great honor and privilege to propose a vote of thanks on this memorable occasion. Let me first start by giving glory to the Almighty God for making today's FDP a resounding success. On behalf of our department, I would like to thank Mr. A.S. Kalyan Kumar for his effective speech on privacy and anonymity. Why do we need it in cyberspace? Sir, it was a thought-provoking and an informative session. We would like to extend our gratitude to all the speakers of this FDP, Dr. Sister B.J. Quinsley Jayanti, Chartered Accountants Mrs. A. Sharada Ashok and Mr. E. Vignesh Kumar, Dr. Seema Sambargi and Dr. C. Madhavaya, who have added value to this 5-day FDP despite this busy schedule. Our sincere thanks to our eminent principal, Reverend Sister Dr. Krishna Bridget, and our Secretary, Reverend Sister Dr. Annie Xavier, for having given us this opportunity to organize the faculty development program. My heartfelt thanks to the head of the department, Dr. A. Sahaita, and faculty members for their valuable contribution, guidance, and encouragement in all our efforts. I thank all the distinguished invitees present here for having accepted our invitation and taking your time off to participate in this FDP to make it a tremendous success. Finally, I leave you this inspiring quote by Martin Luther King: an individual has not started living until he rises above the confines of his individualistic concerns to the broader concerns of all humanity. Once again, I thank you one and all for your attention. Thank you.